I can say for the next 30 seconds, good morning, everyone. We're just waiting for a few more to join and then we'll get started. So I think I'll give it to just around 12:01 just to make sure everybody jumping on from other calls can get on and then we'll get started. So there's still quite a few people coming in from the lobby, so let's give it another 30 seconds or so and then begin. Okay, so let's get started. So, welcome everyone to the sixth Lunch and Learn session in the series that WRAP are currently hosting over the coming months. It's great to see so many of you on the call, and it seems like we've got a few more jumping in. So, my name is Lindsay, and I'm a specialist within the food waste prevention team, working in the wider food system transformation team here at WRAP. And I'm joined today by my fellow team member, Emma. So hopefully many of you know who WRAP are and what we do, but I'll just give a quick introduction into our Target Measure Act framework. And for those that are new, before I hand over to Ashley from Compass Group UK and Ireland, we'll talk about our TMA. We'll also leave some time at the end for Q&A. So feel free to pop any questions in the Q&A section as we go along, and then we can present those to Ashley at the end, or if there's any WRAP specific ones, to myself and Emma. The session will officially end around 12:30, but if the Q&A is still going on, please feel free to stay on the webinar if you have any further questions. Okay, so a little bit about WRAP and our TMA approach. So WRAP is a global environmental action charity transforming the world's broken systems for the benefit of climate, nature and people. But how do we fix this broken food system? The reality is that none of it can be done alone, but collectively all of us can make a difference. We can take action on food waste. WRAP's Food Waste Reduction Roadmap provides a simple and practical starting point through Target Measure Act. Businesses commit to setting a food waste reduction target, measuring food waste consistently, and using the data across their own operations, their supply chains, and all the way through to how they engage with their customers, and also support household behaviour change through campaigns like Our Love Food, Hate Waste. To find out more about reducing costs and inefficiencies in your business or supply chain, then feel free to talk to us about signing up to the roadmap or becoming a signatory of our UK Food and Drink Pact. A quick heads up for those that are part of our food waste reduction roadmap supporters in the UK and also our Food and Drink Pact signatories. We are finalising all of the details, for the capture sheet have been finalised and it's out. So we're asking all of the businesses that are part of the food waste reduction roadmap or the UK Food and Drink Pact to make their submissions. We're asking now from April to June, so smack bang in the middle of May here. If you haven't got your submissions in, then we'd ask you to be working on them as quick as you can. We do have until Friday the 12th of June for the deadline of submissions, but the sooner we get them in, the sooner we can get working on them to get the reviews back to yourselves. Okay, so that's enough from me. I am going to hand over to Ashley, who's from Compass Group UK and Ireland, who's going to talk to us about some fantastic work her and her team have been doing. Good afternoon, Ashley.
Hello, good afternoon, and thank you very much for having me today. Right, I will just share my slide. Bear with. Can you all see that there now?
We can see it now, Ashley. Thank you.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much again, everyone, for having me today. So I'm Ashley Taylor. I'm Head of Environment for Compass Group UK and Ireland. And at Compass, my role primarily focuses on environmental legislation compliance and the development of our sustainability strategies and targets across food waste, recycling, and single-use food service packaging. And that includes things like building our data visualization and reporting capabilities to improve our transparency, performance tracking, and decision-making across those initiatives. So today, though, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Compass Group UK and Ireland's new sustainability strategy, our Planet Promise, and then focus on why reducing food waste is such a critical part of our journey, our progress to date, how we used to measure food waste, and how we have changed our approach and how we're measuring it now, and why we have done that. Firstly, though, a little bit on Compass, for those who don't know who we are. So Compass Group UK and Ireland is the UK's largest food and support services business. We operate across multiple sectors, including building and industry, healthcare, education, defence, sports and leisure. And as you can see there, we employ 55,000 people in 5,000 different locations in the UK and Ireland. And that scale really does give us a huge opportunity and a responsibility to make a positive impact. So our Planet Promise, it's our new sustainability strategy. Over the past 5 years, our business has grown significantly, and building on our original 2021 climate commitment, we've learned that our impact and the scale of change needed across the food system is, we have a huge responsibility there. Our understanding of both environmental and social challenges has deepened, especially the connection between human and planetary health, which is why on February of this year, we introduced our Planet Promise, which is a system-based framework that brings together climate, waste, nature, and health. So a few key achievements to date that are included within that report, which is available on our website if you wish to download it and read it in full, is that we have reduced our greenhouse emissions by 7.5% since 2019. And that's inclusive of our business revenue increasing by 53%. Our emissions intensity fell by 39% to 0.3 kilograms of CO2 per pound of revenue in FY25. And as you can see, it's reflecting a constant downward trend. I'll not go across all of them. You can read them on the screen there. And I'll go a little bit more into detail of our food waste performance to date. But other achievements that I think are quite impressive are that we've achieved nearly 100% deforestation free in beef, palm oil and wood, and we send all our used cooking oil to be turned into biofuels. So food waste is one of the biggest sustainability challenges globally. On the slide there, you can see some of the very well-known and impactful statistics linked to food waste. My personal favourite one is the middle one there, that food waste contributes to about 8 to 10% of annual global greenhouse gas emissions, which is nearly 5 times the amount of emissions for the aviation sector. They're estimated to have about 2.4 contribution. And that I always think then, why are we not talking more about food waste? Food waste, not only is it avoidable emissions, but also wastes water, land, and is a cost as well. So when we throw away that food, not only is it we're throwing away the resources needed to grow, process, transport it, and store it. And we're throwing that all away, but yet our food system is becoming increasingly under pressure. And so cutting that waste is probably one of the most impactful ways we can reduce our environmental impact. And that's also why food waste prevention has long been a strategic priority for Compass. And hopefully you all celebrated Stop Food Waste Day, which was a global initiative started by Compass Group PLC, which celebrated its 10th year in April, just gone there. And if you don't know about Stop Waste Day, Food Waste Day, give it a Google. Lots of great resources on there. So our approach to food waste follows the food waste hierarchy and is built around 3 principles, which are prevent, recover, and recycle. So prevent waste before it even happens through things like menu design, forecasting, portion control. Then the next step is recovery. Is the food edible? Is it safe to redistribute? Could we just redistribute that food through organisations such as FareShare, Olio, Too Good to Go, or any other local charities or food banks? And in fact, in FY25, which is our financial year, we redistributed over 245,000 meals equivalent. And then obviously the last resort is recycle. So all of our unavoidable food waste is collected separately and taken away for anaerobic digestion. And as I mentioned previously, our waste cooking oils are sent for biofuels. So what has been our performance to date? So over the last 3 years, we've been rolling out a bespoke food waste tracking technology, which gives our teams better insight into what food is being wasted and why and where. So, and in FY25, we took a significant step by introducing a food waste target for the year that was linked to with a KPI linked to remuneration. So that's our bonus plan. And within an already mature and established programme of food reduction, Compass Group UK and Ireland delivered an impressive 8% reduction in food waste in just 1 year. And that was measured as kilograms per site per day over a control group of 900 sites. So as I mentioned, we've been rolling out our bespoke food waste tracking technology. We track that in 5 different categories. So it's pre-production, post-production, plate waste, out of date, and retail. And depending on the site, if they use that tracking technology for recipe planning, then they can have product level visibility. And this really gives our sites that great insight into where waste is being produced to enable them and implement targeted interventions to reduce food waste. However, something that came to light with that reduction target is that it presented certain limitations because it was related to weight. And that was really linked to variability in contract scope. So what if a contract got increased, doubled in size within the comparison period? And it also doesn't allow us to facilitate for business growth and M&A activity. If we have more contracts, we're serving more people, more food waste is being recorded. So what meant that, as our business has evolved, it means that we need to refine that measurement to track the estimated food waste relative to cost. So what we've done is refined our measurement to track the estimated food waste cost relative to the purchase value of food. In our first year, which is our FY26, which is now, we set a target to achieve a 5% reduction in food waste against an FY25 baseline. And as I mentioned, it's going to be measured as a reduction in the estimated cost of food waste as a percentage of the food purchase. Now, that estimated food cost, how we've calculated that, is it's based on the 5 different categories previously. They have a value assigned to it. although many of those categories are actually aligned to the RAPS publication From Bin to Bottom Line, a cost-saving food, which estimates 1 kilogram of food waste is around £4. As mentioned as well, though, if they record their if they use the tracking technology for their menus and they get that product level information, then that's linked back to the exact weight and cost of the food being wasted in the recipe. So it's far more granular. And why we've done that is that, it didn't account for growth. The absolute waste reduction target didn't quite work for us. The traditional approaches of measuring food waste based on the number of covers for us wasn't an option, as with so many different sectors, how they record things, and also it wasn't just quite clear what constitutes a meal. So therefore, we've developed this approach to improve our reporting transparency and to make sure it's comparable over time relative to our scale, and also sharpening that commercial lens so our teams can see the true value of that waste being thrown away and allow them to prioritise the actions that make the biggest difference. But we haven't done this alone. And as a long-standing member of RAP's UK Food and Drink Pact, we have worked very closely with RAP to strengthen our approach. Lindsay and I have had lots and lots of conversations about this new measurement methodology. And they have really supported us in developing this new food waste measurement methodology and given us access to valuable resources and shared insight from their learnings from similar and different industries. And this really shows that, when we share those knowledges and expertise, what we can achieve. So you'll see we've set their target now for just the 1 year, because it is completely new way of measurement. We're going to use the data recorded this year to understand what's been recorded, the value of food, and then analyse it at the end of our financial year, which is the end of September. So, and then hopefully after that, we'll be able to send a lot longer term target, or might develop sector specific reduction targets. To conclude though, reducing food waste isn't just an operational priority for Compass. It is really fundamental to our responsibility to drive meaningful environmental change. And through our Planet Promise, we have moved that system-based approach, one that connects the food, health, climate and nature, and food waste sits right at the centre of that. We've made really good, strong progress to date, but we've really changed up how we think about food and measure it. And by shifting to this more commercially meaningful metric, it means it gives our teams that clear insight, stronger accountability, and a better opportunity to drive lasting change. And ultimately, that's what this is all about, is turning that data into action and that action into impact. Because if we get this right, it's not just reducing waste, we reduce emissions, protect the resources, reduce our costs, and hopefully support building a more resilient food system for the future. Okay, so thank you, and I'll move to questions.
Thank you, Ashley. Really interesting insights there. If anybody has any questions, can they please add them to the Q&A box now? That would be great. And then Emma will be able to read those out. Just while we're waiting for those, Ashley, I have a question for you. Obviously, on such a significant change, how did you bring all of the stakeholders on board, from board level right down to frontline teams working at sites?
Yes, so I focused there a little bit more on our relationship and how we work together, but it was definitely a completely collaborative process in developing this new measurement technique. So within all our different sectors, we have our sector sustainability leads, because they're the ones who really have to take this target and drive it within their sector and educate their teams to support them in achieving it. So it was developed collaborative in conjunction with them. And then, and it was part of our Planet Promise. We took all our new targets to UK exec, had to present it, the rationale behind it, and obviously when the UK execs behind it, then we went forward with it. And then, yeah, when we released it, I've done support webinars. So they've got access to the new dashboard, what's the new baseline, new resources. I say those webinars, like drop-in sessions, or people just reach out to me directly. So yeah, it's not just here's a target and here run with it. There's a lot more support and collaboration and education that goes with it. And like, what does that mean? The metrics that sit behind it, and what we're really focusing on is, in addition to achieving the target, is consistent and accurate recording of food waste, and that's what our teams are really good at now.
Okay, thank you for that. I don't see any questions in the Q&A at the moment. Has anybody
We do have a couple.
Oh, sorry, they're just not showing on mine. Apologies. Emma, I'll hand over to you then.
Yeah. So Ashley, someone's asked, what food waste tracking technology do you use?
Yes, so it's actually bespoke. So we developed it in-house. So we have our menu planning system, which we call the Source, and we built it into that. So yeah, we didn't outsource it. Like, I know there's lots of different other stuff out there, like Winnow. In fact, our Compass Ireland team use Digitali. They seem quite happy with that. But yeah, it's bespoke in-house, built for us, and it pulls straight into a Power BI dashboard.
And as a follow-up to that is, can you provide any more insight into what's been changed in terms of the techniques used for measuring?
And so actually it hasn't changed so much in what we've always done, because we've always captured the food waste in those 5 different categories. It's more the measurement or how we're reporting, so it's the comparison. So it used to be completely weight-based, with reduction target of the kilograms per site per day. But yeah, it's more like the measurement, how we're reporting it, how we're tracking those reductions, because it's linked from the estimated cost of food waste to the purchase value of food. So in terms of what the sites have to do, nothing's changed. They still have to record food waste every single day in those 5 categories and then put it in the system. But yeah, it's just how we're going to start reporting has changed slightly.
And we've got another one. In the new food waste target methodology, can you reiterate what your food purchased is? Is it the tonnage of stock ordered? And how do you manage skewed data?
Yes, so it's like a value of food waste versus the value of food purchased. So it's not the weight of the stock ordered. So yeah, because like in the ideal world, we have the weight of food waste versus the weight of the food, but that volume data isn't just as accessible, and yeah, as you say, it's a bit more subject to inaccuracy. So that's why we've done value for value. And obviously purchasing data from our procurement arm, Food Buying Line, is very accurate. So that will flow through into the dashboard for every single site.
Great, thanks. We've got another one around targets. So with incentive or bonus based targets, how do you ensure transparency of reporting?
Yes, well, so last year's target was linked to the remuneration. This year's isn't. So, but yeah, if it's linked to remuneration, Compass is a massive company. We had to do a lot of, there was auditing, checks, and it was, I say, it was that control group as well. So we were fully audited, and yeah, and as I say, even though it was linked to the bonus plan, the messaging has always been record accurately and consistently. We need to know what's being wasted. But also this year, it's not been linked to the remuneration, because we've had a target linked to the bonus plan for the past 3 years. We're not this year because it's embedded now, the food waste and the recording. So we're kind of evolved past that. We know what we're doing, the sites are doing it consistently. So yeah, that's why it's not linked to bonus plan this year. But believe me, we're audited a lot to make sure that what we have put out there is accurate. Yeah.
It makes sense. Right. So unless anyone's got any final questions, that's everything we have got. What's next for Compass Group? Any further plans for embedding food waste prevention?
Oh yeah, no, it's constantly ongoing. So it is, I say, it's still so high up on our agenda. It's a really key area for us to start tackling, and it's core, as I said, to our Planet Promise in conjunction with all those other new targets that we've set. And also, it's one of those ones, like a lot of what I do is in terms of recycling rates, food waste, and single-use packaging. It's more operationally focused. It's what the teams can really get their teeth into, get passionate about. When they can see it as well, quantify it, then you know they really want to do all that they can to reduce it. Whereas scope 1, 2, 3 stuff, they don't have much. They don't have much of control over, and I think you know we kind of manage that centrally. So food waste is definitely really high on the agenda, and our teams are really motivated. And the thing is about this new target as well, it's kind of got everyone a little bit fire under the belly, must have start, like they get competitive, the sectors and sites as well. So that really drives that innovation and sharing stories and recipes of how can we reduce it. So yeah, everyone's really passionate about reducing food waste.
And we've actually got another one, and this one's more around the engagement. So how do you go about bringing your clients and customers along on your sustainability journey? Because obviously it's not just about you, it's about that whole supply chain.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's it. It's not just our clients and customers, it is right from all of our supply chain. I really recommend going to reading our Planet Promise report. So, right, the supply chain, we've got net zero initiatives and net zero pipeline with our food buyer procurement arm, how they're engaging with our supply chain, what we can do to reduce our emissions there. Then, yeah, we've got our Planet Promise and all our targets. And then our clients and our customers really need to come on that journey with us. So there's lots of engagement. And also what we've noticed well in like bids and tenders and how many questions they're asking us, it's so high up on the agenda, in particular for some clients, that yeah, we have to continue to develop our targets for us to be ambitious, because that's what our clients and our customers expect of us. So yeah, so that was our expectation there, but yeah, we have to bring them on that journey as well. And like, this is why we're doing things. So that's what the sector sustainability leads, and that's what they do and lead on, and that's where they're really, really good. Yeah, so that's it. And if we all work collaboratively and we're all supportive of the same like end goals, then we will get there, and that's what we need to do. Because yeah, as I said, food waste has such a huge impact, and everything has such a huge impact. We all need to be on that journey. Yeah.
Yep, can't do it alone, can we?
No.
So yeah, everyone to get involved. One around surplus food. How do you redistribute any surplus food that you have in Compass Group?
Yes. So lots of different ways. So our main donation partners, if you want to call them that, are FareShare. So if in the UK, give them a good they're a massive charity. They've just collaborated with the Felix Project as well. So give them a Google. So they take a lot of our food from our distribution centres, which is managed by Foodbuy. So that's like Breaks, Bidfood. Then in unit, we redistribute mainly through Olio, and then there's also Too Good To Go, which that's like the magic bags that you've seen. But as I said, we have like a surplus food donation guide. We have disclaimer if anyone wants to donate to food that's not like Too Good To Go or Olio. So that kind of protects us in terms of like food safety. We obviously have lots of controls in there, temperature checks. We can donate to hot counter food if they wish to do so. And so yeah, there's lots of different ways. And I said they could even go down like the local food bank as well and donate to them or to the very big redistribution partners such as Olio. So lots of different ways, just as long as the food safety measures and allergens are followed.
Yeah, no, that's great. Thank you very much. I think that is all the questions we've got today. So thank you. I'm back to Lindsay to finish off.
Thank you so much, Ashley. It's really interesting, and as always, the Q&A really brings it to life. And thank you for sharing such practical opportunities there. I would suggest to everybody, please have a look at Compass's Our Planet Promise document on their website. It's really informative and full of lots of really good ideas, etc., that can support, as Ashley said, sharing the knowledge and making sure that we're all doing the right thing. So that's pretty much it from us. So thank you so much, Ashley. Really have enjoyed having you here.
Thank you.
And for everyone else, we will have another Lunch and Learn on the 11th of June. So look out for that, and the details to follow through LinkedIn and through the network as well. If anybody has any questions or queries regarding the Food and Drink Pact or the UK Food Waste Reduction Roadmap, please get in touch with ourselves, and look forward to seeing you all again next month. Thanks.
Thank you.